into some of the controversial stuff now.
No, I don't care.
Okay, so here we go. I'll run it forwards, and I'll just keep it going backwards at 3 speeds. Bear in mind, reverse speech is complementary. Whatever you're saying forwards, the reversal relates to that and adds extra information to it, or confirms it, or denies it.
Right.
So here it is, forwards and backwards.
Secretary Christopher has talked with Prime Minister Netanyahu more than once, and we have been in touch several times with Chairman Arafat.
Backwards again, the lone behind.
The lone behind them. The lone behind them. The lone behind them.
Oh, that could not be more clear.
Yeah, absolutely. These things are extremely clear. They're occurring once every 5 or 10 seconds of speech, and I'm quite frankly stunned that no one's ever found this before. You know, it's a common functional language. It's there all the time, and you know, people have been playing tapes backwards for years. You know, it's
well, yeah, but I'm telling you, and I said this last time, and I'm going to say it again now. You know, some guys in suits are going to come see you.
Yes, it's a topic I would prefer to avoid at this stage. I'm just wanting to get my technology out, but I understand what you're saying.
Maybe the guys will come see me.
Well, you know, the secret is, the trick is to get this technology out to the public as fast as we possibly can. And
it's the end, yeah, but it's the end of secrets.
Sorry?
It's the end of secrets. It's the end of politics.
Oh, absolutely. This will change the whole state of civilization. I mean, our entire political structure is built on the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. Lies and deceits and cons, and our world has degenerated into such a horrible state.
I know it, David, but you know, have you ever been in an encounter group where everybody swears, maybe they don't do it, but for the most part they do, to tell the absolute truth? These things end up in fistfights.
Oh, absolutely they do. We, you know, like it or not, the day of truth has now arrived, and we better learn to deal with it fast, or the whole world will degenerate into fistfights. This is a technology with just monumental ramifications. We now must be honest.
All right, let's hear some more on Mr. Clinton.
Okay, here's Bill Clinton, the forwards. He's talking about the criticisms he's getting from the Republicans about his policies, okay?
Oh, yes.
There's been study after study after study saying that I have either done or worked very hard to do 80% of what I outlined in 1992. One book just came out and said it was over 90%. One scholar said I'd kept a higher percentage of my commitments in the last 5 presidents.
He's just had a whole lot of intensive questioning. Obviously, he doesn't like the criticisms thrown at him because reversal says, I deserve Bob's silence. Now, that's very significant. He uses the name Bob Dole. It's very common in reverse speech to hear names in reverse, and a lot of the work I've done with police, well, some of the work I've done with police have actually had full names of accomplices in crime.
I deserve Bob's silence.
I deserve Bob's silence.
Let's hear it.
Deserve Bob's silence. Deserve Bob's silence.
Deserve Bob's silence.
Deserve Bob's silence.
All right.
Fairly clear.
All right, it's fairly clear, but and I could hear that. But
yeah.
You know what I noticed about that particular clip is that there were not a lot of high frequency range in it, and I think I guess I would ask you: does the clipping of the high frequency range cause you a problem in reversals?
Yes, it definitely does. Reverse speech is very much a tonal language. It comes from the right brain hemisphere, and the right brain hemisphere is very emotional in nature, and it's the tonality. It's as the speech becomes more emotionally expressive, as the tonality varies, the reversals get clearer and clearer and clearer. And one way for the politicians to actually reduce their reversals is to talk in a very monotone voice. And if they use speech processing or speech, or some form of speech processing or scrambling, they could actually reduce reversals down to a bare minimum. So there is a way to get out of it. But as soon as they get emotional, as soon as they get passionate, they're in big trouble.
What do you think you could do with this, David?
Oh, I would. That sounds spookier than reverse speech, So,
yeah, that's a masking device, of course,
right?
which I have a lot of fun
that
with.
That will tend to reduce reversals down. Okay, there's another one on Bill Clinton. This is Bill Clinton. He's in a fairly intensive interview, and you'll hear the voice crack now. He's been accused of immoral acts and dishonesty.
Oh.
And he gets emotional now. Okay.
All right.
You'll hear it. It almost sounds like he's on the verge of tears.
Oh yes.
Okay.
There still has not been a single solitary shred of evidence of anything dishonest that I have done in my public life, not only as governor, not only as governor and as president.
And backwards he says, denied the habits, and I said, damn you. Denied the habits, and I said, damn you.
Denied the habits, and I said, dang you.
Whoa!
Denied the habits, and I said, dang you. Denied the habits, and I said, dang you.
And that one's relatively clear.
Let me tell you what, that was most easily heard at the regular speed reverse. Hit that one again.
Okay, let's just back
regular speed reverse.
Okay, regular speed reverse.
Denied the habits, and I said, dang you.
Yeah, that was quite clear.
Right, and let me do it one more time at regular speed.
All right.
Denied the habits, and I said, dang you.
Yeah, and it's an interesting reversal because he says denied the habits. The implication is, well, the habits are there, and I'm getting quite aggressive about this. Leave me alone.
Would you say that President Clinton is fertile reverse speech ground?
Oh, he's incredible. I've got hundreds of examples on Bill Clinton. He's a very complex character.
He is indeed.
Yeah,
David, we're at the bottom of the hour.
Right.
Crank out some more of the best of Bill Clinton. We'll do that when we come back, all right?
Okay.
Would you please ask David to explain to us where we can get the equipment to play tapes backwards? What do we ask for? How do we do it?
You need to call my office at 619-732-3097. We're currently out of stock, but we have a backload of orders. We'll have new stock in 2 or 3 weeks. They need to call in now and pre-order them.
All right, give me the number. Give me the number again, please.
619-732-3097. And while I'm about it, let's give a number to buy my book. My book will be out in 2 weeks.
What is the name of your book?
It's Reverse Speech, Voices from the Unconscious.
Reverse Speech, Voices from the Unconscious.
Yeah.
How much is your book?
It comes with an audio cassette tape, and it's selling for $27.95.
$27.95.
With the tape included.
All right.
There's also a 4-tape series that you can buy separate to that that's full of reversals of politicians and celebrities, media, news, etc. And you can buy all of this from my publisher. So let me give you that number. This is only for the book and the tape.
All right. Who is your publisher?
It's Promotions Publications.
All right.
In San Diego, California.
All right.
And the number is 1-800
right.
231-1776. That's 1-800-231-1776.
I'm sure your publisher is not unhappy about all the attention suddenly.
My publisher is extremely happy. In point of fact, he was telling me this week he has never pre-sold as many books as he has prior to release as he has with this.
Well, I can see why. Clearly, I can see why. All right, back to our friend Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton. Well, let me start off with a light example first. I don't want to get myself into too much trouble here, okay? And I'm going to do a small clip from his inauguration first.
Okay.
And this is actually not Bill speaking. This is someone announcing the inauguration. I want you to notice very carefully about how he talks about the outgoing President George Bush.
Okay.
Okay?
Sure.
Today, our nation bids a gracious goodbye to an outgoing administration and warmly welcomes in a new one as William Jefferson Clinton takes office as the 42nd President of the United States.
I just want to run one small clip of that forward again. Listen to the nice, eloquent way he's saying goodbye to George Bush.
A gracious goodbye to an outgoing administration.
And backwards he says, you're fired.
Ohio
You're fired.
Yeah. So let me run that forwards and backwards again, okay?
Yes.
Yeah, and I've got a little bit of processing on this one. This is the only example you'll hear. Well, it's not really processing. I've just got some echo on the reversal.
All right.
This one is hilarious. Forwards and backwards.
Today, our nation bids a gracious goodbye to an outgoing administration.
And I'm sure most people would agree that's really what happened to the Bush administration. It wasn't so much that Clinton was elected; it was the fact that George Bush was fired.
No, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
And the incoming administration, that was almost like the Neil Armstrong one small step for man.
Absolutely correct. I've got things that the Jay Leno show and Saturday Night Live would eat up. These things are so hilarious. Sometimes they have you rolling in the aisles. So we're back on to Bill Clinton again, okay?
Sure. And we will give equal time. We've got Bob Dole here somewhere, I'm sure.
That's right. Well, look, I'll do two more on Clinton, and then we'll move on to Bob Dole.
Oh,
okay?
good. All right, fine.
Now, I need to stress, it's the America's popular, well, actually the world's popular pastime to knock out politicians. And there's certainly reversals on Bill Clinton that to call for some serious questioning. But he's not all that bad. In point of fact, I've noticed in the last year his reversals have shifted. And he's actually got a fair bit of passion for his job now, which really wasn't there when he first came into office, okay? So I want to present the good side as well.
The good side of Bill Clinton.
Okay, so here he is talking about America. I don't know, I think I might have played this one last time, but this is talking about an American plane that was shot down over Cuba, okay?
Yes.
All charter air travel from the United States to Cuba will be suspended indefinitely.
And backwards he says, denounce this evil.
Denounce this evil.
Oh, yes.
Denounce this evil. Denounce this evil.
Well, clearly,
okay. So
clearly, David, he really meant that.
He really meant that. Yes, he really did. He really did. And there is, Bill Clinton is some parts of him are extremely congruent. He really does care for the nation.
Yes.
Okay. Now here he is on the election campaign trail. I think this was this week or last week as well. I've been doing a lot of recordings lately, and he's stirring up the crowd. Okay.
Sure.
My vision today is what it was 4 years ago. I want the American dream of opportunity for all.
And he's, I want the American dream of opportunity for all. And backwards he says, I can see your soul.
The vessel says, I can see your soul.
Oh, my God.
I can see your soul. I can see your soul. I can see your soul.
Oh, that was, the regular speed reverse was the best.
Okay, do you want me to run that back at reg again?
Please.
You know what it is, Art, of course. You're getting an ear for it, too. I mean, you've heard this for 2 hours the previous week, and now we're on to our second hour now.
That's true.
And I find, when I first run these to people, they don't hear them the first time, and I've got to slow them down. But once you get an ear for them, you normally can hear them first shot. I can run a tape backwards now, and I can pull out the reversals just as like it was forwards.
All right.
But it takes new students a while to get to that stage. So let me run that again at normal speed.
Please.
I can see your soul.
There we go.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I can see your soul.
Sure.
Okay, so let's move. It's only fair to give equal time here. So let's move on to Bob Dole, and after that, I want to look at. I want to play a reversal on Robert Tilton, the infamous evangelist from Dallas, Texas.
Oh yes. All right.
Yeah. So because no one escapes the scrutiny of reverse speech. Okay, so we're going to do 2 or 3. Let's do. I've got about 4 reversals here in a row on Dole. So,
all right.
The first one is a very congruent reversal. I think I played this last week. This is when he resigns from the Senate. And,
that's right.
Yeah, and you can hear the passion in his voice forward.
You do not lay claim to the office you hold. It lays claim to you. Your obligation is to bring to it the gifts you can of labor and honesty, and then to depart with grace.
And he's speaking quite genuine forwards, as the speech reversal says. It's an honor.
It's an honor.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
That was clear at any speed.
That one's very clear, yeah.
And that was the moment when he was resigning from the Senate, and
Correct.
You know that was heartfelt. That had to be
absolutely.
heartfelt. It was all his life's work.
Absolutely. Okay, now the next one, he's talking about some of the bad press he's getting. You know, he's talking about he didn't get particularly good press at one stage, and well, some people might say he's still not.
Well, that's right. He's had a rough go of it.
Yeah, he really has. And so here he is forward saying, you know, this doesn't bother me because now I can move forward. Okay, so here we go.
The press does not lean our way, and many Beltway pundits confidently dismiss my chances of victory. I do not find this disheartening, and I do not find it discouraging, for this is where I touch the ground.
Okay, now backwards, we hear a slightly different story. And he says in reverse, those jerks, have they now finally done him? Wow. Here we go, 3-speed.
The jerks have been out, bounded down him.
The jerks have been out, bounded down him. The jerks have been out, bounded down him.
And that's quite clear too. And
revealing how he really feels about the press.
That's how he really. Actually, let's play that one again. Forwards and backwards.
All right, sure.
And notice the complementarity. I want to stress the actual series reverse speech, which is the forwards and the reverse directly relate to each other.
Sure.
Here it is, forwards and backwards.
The press does not lean our way, and many Beltway pundits confidently dismiss my chances of victory. I do not find this disheartening, and I do not find it discouraging, for this is where I touch the ground.
Now, backwards.
The jerks have been out, bounded down him.
There we go.
All right, now let me ask you a question.
Yes.
The forward portion of that speech that you played.
Yes.
Was in actual length of time quite a bit longer than the reverse portion.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying. Yeah,
so what actual portion did you? If you were to give me only the equivalent amount forward and the equivalent amount backward.
Okay. What I'm doing now is I'm actually on my computer. I'm reversing the entire track. Okay, so I'll run the whole track, but it takes a little bit of time for my computer to process this.
All right.
And you'll actually hear the reversal amongst the gibberish. See, when I play these for air, I've actually isolated the reversal.
I understand. Isolated the reversal. I wanted that to be clear to the audience because they're sitting out there saying, now, wait a minute, the reversal's very short compared to the forward.
Correct. I play the entire forward so you can get the context, and my computer's still reversing this track. It's one of the reasons why computers are a little bit difficult to find I mean, you can find them quite easily, but they're very time-consuming.
Yes.
Know? So it's still clicking over.
Right,
here.
David. Do you generally do your reversal work with a reverse tape recorder and then go to computer?
Correct. I find all my examples on tape first, and then I transfer them to computer for public play.
I've got you.
Yeah. What I used to do when I did my lectures and radio interviews a few years ago, before I had the luxury of computers, I had them all in separate tapes, and I'd have all these 50 or 60 tapes, and it was very time-consuming.
Well, then the advent of the computer, particularly the faster computers, was important for you.
Oh, extremely important. It streamlined my entire operation down, and now it's just a matter of bringing up a WAV file. It makes my presentations a lot smoother.
Sure.
Yeah. So here we go. I'll play this whole soundtrack backwards.
All right.
Okay, and you'll hear the reversal mixed in amongst the gibberish.
And wait a minute. What is it he says again?
The iron gets stuck down over the scissor. The jerks has been out, bounded down him. Joss has been out, bounded out. Just get to the smash down, doing the ball.
Okay.
Oh no, that was very clear. I caught it very easily.
Yeah, and I keep on saying time and time again, I'm amazed people haven't found this stuff before. And actually, let me run that backwards again, and notice the slight pause in the gibberish. There's a break in the gibberish just before the reversal occurs. There's a break after, and you'll hear how the gibberish has this monotone sound, and then the reversal has this completely different tone.
Okay.
Okay, so run it back again.
The iron gets stuck down over the scissor. The jerks has been out, bounded down him. Joss has been out, bounded out. Just get to the smash down,
Yeah.
That was very clear. And you're right, there was a pause, and then there it was.
That's exactly right.
I'm glad you did that.
And that's normally how they appear. So, if you're listening to your favorite politician and you hear that characteristic pause, you know that there's reversal being delivered right there. And now my computer's locked up again while I'm reversing the file back again, so it won't play it the forward backwards next time I bring this example up. So.
Okay.
Okay.
You probably have some more Bob Dole. We need to give Bob Dole equal time.
I'm in a little bit of a lock mode right now while it's reprocessing the sound. So for the affiliates who've joined in, let me just restate my theory once again. While we're waiting for my computer to get ready.
All right.
My entire theory is that the process of spoken communication is twofold. As the human brain is constructing the sounds of speech, it's constructing it in such a way that two messages are communicated simultaneously. One is forward, which is as you're hearing me speak now, and the other one is in reverse from the unconscious mind. Now, this is actually a communication process. We are all receiving the reversals from others all the time, and we normally recognize these messages as intuition, that gut sense or feeling that there's more going on than what meets the eye.
Sure.
Okay, so here and I'm just learning up another example now, and this is Bob Dole commenting on Bill Clinton's tax policy.
Now we have a Republican Congress, but we have a president who's vetoed balanced budgets and submitted budgets with deaths as far as the eye can see.
And backwards he says, the guy's off his head, which is probably how a lot of people feel.
And the guys are off his head. And the guys are off his head. And the guys are off his head.
There we go. And if you want me to, I can reverse this track too.
No, that's all right. I bet that's exactly how he feels too.
I'm sure that's exactly how he feels. Let me just run another one on Dole with similar sentiments to that. It's actually from the same speech, so he's got these things running. And we're loading it up now, and here we are forward.
Bill Clinton says that he and his party, and I use a quote, he said, "We are unawfully opposed to our tax relief program." Frankly, I didn't think there was such a thing as a Clinton position that couldn't be altered.
Okay, and that was, he says, he needs his lesson real good.
He needs his lesson real good.
He needs his lesson real good. He needs his lesson real good.
There we go.
He needs his lesson real good.
It doesn't reverse speech add a whole different field to politics. It really does, for the first time ever, the people now have a way to find out what our politicians are really thinking. No need for expensive lie detectors anymore that we don't have access to. It's just simply a matter of running a tape backwards.
David,
yes.
There are some people that can beat lie detectors because they are congenital liars. In other words, they probably believe their own lies.
Yeah.
Now, Bill Clinton has been accused of being that kind of a person, or the kind of a person who will say to the people exactly what they want to hear,
right.
And at the moment he says it, he believes it.
You cannot escape reverse speech. Reverse speech is completely unconscious. No matter if you even believe your own lies, reversal will communicate the truth. Because, see, the lies are just coming from the conscious mind, and that's only 5% of the human mind, and the 95% that we don't have access to is what is speaking in reverse.
They're going to get you.
Yeah, well, in my 13 years of work, I've never, ever found that someone can trick or deceive reverse speech. I've tried myself many times. I've tried to lie as congruently as I can. I put myself into hypnotic trance and completely program my mind to believe what I'm saying. You cannot deceive reverse speech.
But if you, at the time you're saying it, believe it yourself, and again I use the example of somebody who can beat a lie detector test. If you believe it yourself, isn't it going to come out affirming what you've said? Or are you telling me no matter what?
No matter what. No matter what. No matter what.
Oh
you will get the truth in reverse.
Well, that's terribly dangerous, David. Dangerous. Dangerous. I mean, if the world is going to have to begin telling the truth...
Absolutely.
Or be subject to David John Oates revealing what the truth is.
Well, not just David John Oates, but all the people out there now who now know that this is real. It's not just me. I'm putting the message out for everyone. You know, now obviously I'm a fan of the technology, but this technology is available for all.
I know, but this would be the end of politics as we know it.
It will be the end of a lot of things as we know it. You know, a lot of end time prophecies talk about the last days coming, a monumental shockwave.
All right, we'll get to that. Stay right where you are. Rest. We'll be right back. This is CBC. I'm Art Bell. Stay right there.
This is the CBC Radio Network.
Speaks for itself. Yeah.
That guy's going to find you.
Welcome to the world of reverse speech.
All right, now let's plow some new territory.
Okay.
And, I know. Give us a few, if you wouldn't mind, a few O.J. Simpsons.
Yes. Okay. You know what? I've got a slight problem with O.J. No, not on radio. Don't. I've actually signed an exclusive television broadcast agreement for O.J.
Okay.
Simpson.
All right.
That will air shortly. But no, but that's only for television. So let me just play a couple.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Right. The first one I'm playing, I want you to listen very carefully to what he's saying forward. Now, in light of the implications of reverse speech, that from now on, all we have to do to find out what someone is thinking and feeling is to run a tape recording of speech backwards. I want you to listen very carefully what O.J. is saying forward.
The worst thing you can have, that you can ever have, is have your argument tape. I would say anybody out there that's married or is in a relationship, just turn a tape recorder on the next time you have an argument and play it back. You will not believe that was you.
I just want to isolate one section forwards again.
All right.
Turn a tape recorder on the next time you have an argument and play it back. You will not believe that was you.
And backwards he says, I skinned them all.
I skinned them all. I skinned them all. I skinned them all.
I skinned them all.
And that's O.J. Just turn a tape recorder on next time, because the truth that we all speak is embedded backwards into the sounds of our speech.
Yikes.
It's actually a very ironic example, because the unconscious mind, already knowing that reverse speech exists and has always existed, has effectively set O.J. up, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's look at one more on O.J. One of the implications of reverse speech is that everything that is contained within the unconscious mind has the ability to appear in reverse. And so when you are relaying an event that happened to you in the past, and if you relay this event in a false manner, in other words, you say something different happened than what actually did happen,
right,
the reversal will correct your story. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So in light of that, O.J.'s talking forwards about he's claiming he's a very understanding, compassionate man. Okay? Here we go forward.
Turn a tape recorder on the next time.
I'm sorry, wrong one.
Okay.
When she had some very emotional issues with the men that she was involved with, she came to me. I don't think a woman would do that if she felt that this person was insensitive or abusive and certainly not jealous or possessive.
And backwards we hear what he really said to her, which is, damn your lust, never see lovers. And once again, notice the tone of the reversal. It has that peculiar sing-song sound to it. Damn your lust, never see lovers.
Damn your lust, never see lovers.
God, that's clear.
Damn your lust, never see lovers. Damn your lust, never see lovers.
There we go.
My ear must be getting attuned, because the normal speed reversal sounds the clearest to me.
Huh. Do you want me to run that again at normal speed?
Sure.
Okay, let me just cue this up. And yes, that's quite correct, Art. You're getting used to it now, you know, and it takes a few hours of hearing these things to get used to. Plus the fact you've been a ham radio operator for years.
That's right.
So you're used to listening to audio, and particularly this curious sound, which sounds very similar to single sideband transmission.
Yeah, but I'll tell you something, David. I'm getting a lot of faxes here, and I'm not the only one hearing it clearly. Every fax I'm getting is just saying terrific, I can hear it clearly, blah, 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 on and on. Right. So I'm not the only one.
Okay, well, okay, great. That's fantastic. Okay, so here we go. I'll just run it forward. There we go.
That was just clear as can be. Damn your lust, never see lovers.
Yeah, and I better not play any more on OJ. I've signed an exclusive contract for the OJ reversals, and that's with extra television airing on October the 30th. So if you want to, which by the way is my birthday.
Oh.
So that's a very significant date.
All right, happy birthday. All right, look, I'm going to just let you wander now where you want to go.
Okay.
And just give us examples of whatever you've got.
Well, there's hundreds of them, thousands. Let's move on to Robert Tilton. I've had this one queued up 3 or 4 times to play, and we've moved away from it. Robert Tilton, were very well-known TV evangelists. I've got to tell you, televangelists do not come off very well in reverse speech.
No,
they really don't. And reverse speech has got a big message to say to the whole religious community. And this also addresses your question about if someone really believes what they're saying, will the reversals confirm that will they lie? And no, they will not. No matter how fervently you believe in something forward, the backwards is always the truth. So I've got 2 reversals on Robert Tilton. Here he is forwards first.
Come on, people. Give me a little break. You make the decision if you're going to listen or repeat the lies of the devil, or you're going to buckle under and stay with me. And you know something?
All right.
Okay, so there he is, forwards, and backwards he says, I'm selling your grief. I'll still run it at 3 speeds because you've got some new affiliates joined us.
Excuse me, I'm selling your grief?
I'm selling your grief.
All right, let her rip.
Exactly what TV evangelists do.
All right, well.
I'm selling your grief. I'm selling your grief. I'm selling your grief.
There we go.
Oh, my.
And here we have another one on Robert Tilton, and this occurred about 2 minutes later.
Okay.
We're just going to keep on going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Not to be big, but just to help and reach more people. JC, is the bank and the FBI investigating that employee?
A very loyal, heartfelt plea.
I kind of like that forward, actually.
Yeah, I know. It's classic. And backwards he says, keep on stealing it. I have sinned.
Oh, my. Keep on stealing it. I have sinned.
Exactly correct.
Oh, you know, David, you know, some of the things that you're playing probably could get you into trouble, except that they are not manipulated.
Correct.
It is simply playing that person's speech in reverse.
Correct. All I'm doing is quoting what they have said. You know, I'm not altering this.
No,
I'm not manipulating this. This is using their own words, forwards and backwards. And this will be the trend of the future. Let us examine forward and reverse.
All right. Here's a question for you that goes with what we just did.
Yes.
Art, ask David if he ever tried this on someone speaking in tongues like the Pentecostals do.
Yes, I have. I did quite a lot of work on it about 10 years ago, recording speaking tongues, or glossolalia is the correct term for it. It has the same type of reversals as normal forward speech. I've found reversals that praise God. I've found reversals that say I'm possessed by Satan, and I've found reversals that talk about the roast in the oven waiting for him after the church service.
Do you actually have one that you can pick out when the break comes here that says, I am possessed by Satan?
I don't. You know what? I don't have speaking tongues on my computer, but I can. Sure, I'll have to go to my other system.
Or do you have any that deal with Satan in general?
Sure. Let me go and change systems here, okay?
Oh, no problem.
I've got 2 computers here. One is a laptop I use for public air, and then all my main ones are stored on my
for a big
desktop.
hard drive. I understand. All right. Well, we've got a break here, so.
Okay, I'm going to swap systems.
All right. Sit tight, and we'll be right back. Oh my! Isn't this something? Okay, we're going to break here, and let stations do whatever they do at the bottom of the hour. I'm Art Bell. You're listening to David John Oates and the phenomenon, the reality of reverse speech. Don't move.
Tips and the greater... when I'm training my new students, most students cannot hear metaphors for at least 6 months.
Well,
it takes a long time to train your ears.
Well, then imagine what we can't hear.
Correct. So okay. I'm sorry. I jumped. You asked me a question about Satan, and I went straight into my deep research. Okay, so let's do this again. See the wolf fallen in the lake.
See the wolf fallen in the lake.
Clear.
Okay.
Clear.
Now, wolf is a metaphor for our motivation, our hunter and protector. Lake is a metaphor for overwhelming emotions. So the reversal is describing a man who is drowning a sea of emotions, and it's stifling his ability to move forward. Okay.
Gotcha.
Okay, so here's another client talking about wolf, and this is all in the same file, so I'm playing it together. And this man has finished session work with me. He's gone through all the trances, and he's talking about a new direction he has in his life. So I'll run it forward first.
Just implement the program that I've got in my mind. I mean, I can see it. I can actually see it working. And all the things that I read say that it's the service that people want.
Now, can you hear that one okay?
Yes.
Okay. And backwards he says, I've got a new wolf within me. I've got a new wolf within me.
All right. All right.
Is that one clear?
Clear.
Good.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, I could hear that.
Yeah, okay, good. I'm sorry. I moved into metaphors far too far.
No, that's quite all right. I'll tell you what. Let us move back to people that we know in the public arena, because people can identify with voices that they know.
Correct. Well, let's look at a voice that everyone there should know, and this is you speaking.
Me?
You.
We just ran out of time. No, go ahead. What the hell?
Okay, this is right at the start of my when I had my first interview with you a couple of weeks ago, and you're explaining the primitive mode I'm using. I'm holding a speaker up to the phone. Okay?
Oh, that's right. Yes.
All right. So that we all get some understanding of what we're talking about. Right. It's going to be a crude way of doing it. You're going to hold the phone up to a recorder, but I listened earlier and it came through okay.
Yep. Okay. And the reversal says, an answer, no mistake, divorce error. It's a simple metaphor, an answer, no mistake, divorce error, and it's a reflection of your desire to want this to go very, very smoothly. I don't want any mistakes here. Okay, holding the speaker up the phones will be a solution, but make sure you do this correctly, David.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
An answer, no mistake, divorce error. An answer, no mistake, divorce error. An answer, no mistake, divorce error.
I heard that. I heard the particularly clear was the word divorce.
Yes, correct.
An error.
Correct. Okay, and here's another one on you. This is actually you and me having a conversation, okay?
All right.
I'm talking about the O.J. Simpson reversals.
That's
Here
right.
we go.
My fondest dreams is to see O.J. face to face and play him these speech reversals and just see what his reaction is. I would love to do that.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I think that would be quite an amazing TV special.
Yes, well, he's busy now. He's going back to court again.
Yeah.
Okay, so there we have a little quick chat, and I want to play a small snippet on me again first.
My fondest dreams is to see O.J. face to face and play him these speech reversals.
Okay, and backwards I say, gives him the the ultimate. I'm actually talking to myself. I'm actually using myself in a third person, but gives him the ultimate. That is my fondest dream, okay?
All right.
Here it is.
You give me the ultimate.
Oh.
You give me the ultimate. You give me the ultimate.
Oh.
And that's fairly
Oh, that was very clear.
Yeah.
No, that was very clear.
Okay, and here's you commenting on OJ. Here's the next forwards track on you.
Well, he's busy now. He's going back to court again.
Yeah.
And when you say he's going back to court again, you say backwards, may get off.
Hey.
May get off.
May get off. Hey, may get off.
Oh, my God.
Be quiet
And that one's quite clear.
Oh, that's too clear.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So how does it feel hearing your own speech reversal?
Gives me the GB-heebies.
Yeah, it normally does when people hear their own stuff.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like that.
Oh, yeah? What was your thoughts as you heard that?
Being stripped bare.
Right. Yeah, that's a very common feedback because that is what reverse speech does. And one of the great testers of reverse speech is for people to hear their own reversals, because what you're hearing is the voice of your heart speaking, and it goes straight to your heart, and it creates a very interesting effect. I've worked with a couple of attorneys in depositions with reverse speech, and when I have someone's speech reversals, I've developed a technique called reversal feedback, where I build into the conversation people's speech reversals. And if I want to break someone down, all I need to do is say their reversals back to them, and if I can do it in such a way to build it in their conversation,
right,
into my speech, then that has a powerful effect. And there was one case I worked on with an attorney, and we were trying to break someone down, and she just did 3 minutes of reversal feedback, saying the own guy's reversals back to him, and he absolutely freaked out. He got totally angry and upset.
So in other words,
tore the microphone off and stormed out of the interrogation.
Oh, I can believe it. So you could end up being a consultant to really either side in a court case.
Totally correct.
Oh, the power of this is absolutely awesome.
This is a way to break anyone down.
I can see that clearly, and you were very kind to me. All right, brother, stay right where you are. We'll be back to you in a moment.
This is CBC.